Hello and welcome to the Outside the Lines podcast. This is the first official podcast with our members here. I am so excited. I'm Jeremy Qualls. And with our teammates at this time, please introduce yourself.
I'm Tia Atkinson. I'm the branding and marketing.
I'm Caitlin Cohey. I'm the broadcasting and audio engineer.
And I'm McKinley Johnston. I'm the project manager.
Not with us today is Brooks Taylor, our content creation specialist, and Coach Darren Joins. That may help us. It may get through this a little faster with Coach Joins not being here. But you're asking yourself, what is OTL? What is Outside the Lines? Let me explain something to you real quick. If you've never experienced a work-based learning experience in the college, career, and technical education world, this is what it is. You have to be a senior. You have to have a spot in your schedule available at the end of the day to leave and go to an employer and get on-the-job experience, and you get get school credit for that. In this case, and Outside the Lines, our team here of OTL will be coming to the Entrepreneurship Innovation Center here in Williamson County Schools to go to work for Coach Joins and myself for the Outside the Lines program. And what that means is Outside the Lines is all the jobs related to athletics outside the lines. This was first thought up of as about 5 years ago when I was the district athletic director down at Summit. We had the district basketball tournament down there, and I went to the digital art design teacher, Coach Warren Riker, and I said, hey, man, let's do something special for this tournament. Let's get some Twitter templates up, and let's get some live shots, and at the end of the quarter and timeouts, we'll send out live updates of scores. And at this point in time, that really was unheard of at 5 years ago. So we were doing that, and a college coach was there watching and recruiting one of the players and decided and asked me, he said, well, hey, what do y'all got going on here? You've got these computers, you got these kids. I see a guy taking pictures, and I showed him. So then he handed a stack of business cards to these kids and said he'll give them a full ride scholarship if they came and did that there. And then it was like a light switch came on. I was like, hey, I've been worried about what's playing on in the lines and not worried about outside the lines, so maybe we need to shift our academic experience to potentially have something cool like this. Then I go to Coach Joins. He's the marketing teacher at Franklin. We start doing some really cool out-of-the-box deal with his sports marketing classes, such as bringing in sponsors on the Jumbotron and creating content for those Jumbotrons, as well as letting his class pick the official website provider for the Williamson County Sports Conference athletic site. And here we are. So he is now the district athletic director. I am now the executive director of college, career, and technical education. And we decided to do OTL and have we started out with 4 seats available through an application interview process. And these fantabulous people were selected. And I couldn't be more pleased with you guys. So that's what's OTL is. Here's what's going to happen. We're going to chronicle and catalog our journey. This is the first ever to do this. You guys will forever. The bar will be extremely high, and everybody will be shooting for that bar from this point forward in the OTL world. So, without further ado, real quick, give me your personal experience. By the way, this is July. You're officially not in Outside the Lines until August. I guess. Second week of August, but you guys have been working hard since the day after school was out. So give me your experiences real quick so far on OTL.
Well, the first experience I had with OTL was being on the Titans field in girls flag football. And then we went to the Wilco Awards. Me and Caitlin set up a podcast, which was the first ever to happen for that. And then we have McKinley, who was out for summer, but how were your experiences?
My experiences have been pretty good so far. I haven't been at an event with y'all, but I've been so excited and have been pleased to get to work on the behind-the-scenes stuff and seeing it all be put into action. And I can't wait for the next event to see it all in action with y'all.
Like Tia said, just being able to do the podcast at the Wilco Awards, that was a really fun event to be able to be at and interview all the athletes and some of the coaches that we did, just getting to talk to them and know and talk about their accomplishments that they've achieved so far and get to know them and what they're going to do outside of college. It was a pretty fun experience.
So when we were developing this entire experience, obviously there was a partner involved that makes this go to the next level. We're going to talk about that in just a moment. For those listening, we do have a rundown. We try to keep this as fast as we possibly can, but today's show is going to be a little bit longer than expected, so just hang with us. So our partners, right? So 2 months prior to doing the interview process for OTL, we met with the entire front office of the Tennessee Titans, and we met with them twice here at the Entrepreneurship Innovation Center about the OTL process. We pitched to them about we want this situation to be as real life as possible. It's not a babysitting. It's not a shadowing. It's not necessarily an intern that you dump work on them. This is something that we want them to be a part of, to have access to their creative teams, their logistical teams, anything that they've got going on, so that you guys can get real world experience, because you guys have a lot to offer. And they loved the idea, to the point that Tia mentioned our first event was the girls' flag football. We were lucky enough that Williamson County is the first full girls' flag football team for all 9 high schools starting in spring of this year coming up, 2021-2022 school year. And they chose us to be the pilot of this program, the Tennessee Titans at TSAA. So this was a perfect event for our team to have the kickoff, and they did a fantastic job. Tia, you were you kind of served as multiple roles. You were the page stand-in at the jersey reveal. You also spoke in front of the entire crowd. You were interviewed by multiple outlets. Caitlin, you were logistics. Mac, you were unfortunately out of town, but it was just a cool event that you got an opportunity to do so. It was so impressive that the Titans loved it so much, and the product of that they now have decided that this group is going to be the think tank, as well as the going to be able to develop the Jacksonville Jaguars game in December, which is going to be awesome. So we're talking about resumes. We're talking about experience. We're talking about jobs. We're talking about everything that's going along here. Mac, think about the future and what this potentially holds for you as you go through to college or wherever you might go after school.
So at the moment, I want to pursue sports marketing or management. And one of the things I've learned from applying to colleges and researching potential jobs in the future is you have to be able to stand out. And if I have experience that starts in high school, that's going to help me get internships in college. It's going to help me get, with those internships in college, further and better job careers and openings. And you just kind of have to network and stand out from the rest. And I feel like starting in high school and working with the Titans so early on is going to help push me into a further position and just lead me to more success.
Well, we were talking about earlier about the fact that experience and that resume builder would get you launched. Right, and it gives you a leg up on competition when you're going into this realm that is competitive. When you go into the collegiate realm and you're looking for possible financing of and getting into programs that may be highly competitive. And this, how can you, if you're looking at this from a perspective of a entrance exam or entrance a protocol for a college, and they say, "No, let me get this right. You were working with a team that directed the Jacksonville Jaguars game, and you're in high school." That is correct. And then you've got all these lists of things that we're going to discuss, of things that we're going to do here locally with WCS. You start looking back. I was talking about 3-5 years ago when we started this whole brainchild was launched. There weren't even jobs available at colleges for this. Now, each football staff at the major Division I level has at least 3. That's just in one sport. I mean, you're talking about jobs. They're out there. Content creation, marketing, branding, audio, all of those things are circled around that. All right, so future plans of OTL. Let's talk about it, guys. I'm going to back up for a moment. I'm going to let you discuss what we got going. Caitlin, you kick us off. Future plans, what we got coming. Before July's up, we have a big event coming. What is it?
We have our football media day. Basically, we're just going to get a bunch of football players from around the county to come in. And they're going to have like a media day. They're going to get their pictures taken. We're going to interview some of them. Yeah.
And people don't understand, when we do things here, it's big, man. I mean, it's not just, hey, just come and get your picture. We've got media guides, which is one thing. Y'all have got a sideboard right here beside me. What Mac, talk about the media guide. What goes in the media guide? What do we have to do as a team to get that ready for all the media outlets?
So the media guide is a pamphlet, and it has every Williamson County high school football team on there. It has their rosters, and their schedules, their mascot, their colors, pretty much the quick rundown of everything you need to know about each team. So basically, we have to research as a team that information to go into the guide. We have to make it better than last year was because we're always trying to improve ourselves. And we're just, we have to, lots of research, got to get it done. Got to get it done.
And then Tia, then the day of, talk about logistics of an event this size. We have to go and do site visits and set up AV stuff.
Yeah, well, for starters, we have to get there before everyone else because we got to get it planned. We can't just arrive when everyone else does. And we also got to sit at the table, which we already kind of have done, and kind of organize what we're going to do, when we're going to get there, what our roles are going to be, and just organize the event for the day behind the scenes, what we're going to do.
And that's just one sport. That's just one event. We're talking about football media day. You know, we got other things going along. I know that we've talked a ton about content creation and getting all fall sports involved and getting some video samples and some still photography for whatever we might need as far as social media. So let's talk about social media. Let's talk about our channels for OTL.
Well, we got a TikTok, a YouTube, and an Instagram and a Twitter as of right now. On the YouTube, we're posting the podcast, and we've also posted the girls flag football thing. TikTok, we're doing a lot of behind the scenes. It's still going to be very professional, but it's definitely going to be very short, but very interesting to our viewers.
And then we got that Instagram, so you can see any latest action shots or updates happening. And then we have our Twitter, where you can get short little notifications, score updates, any news headlines about our athletes, anything you need to know. And you can follow all those at OTL_TN, or if you want to find our Instagram, it's OTL.TN. But yeah.
And then speaking of our podcast, we are finalizing our podcast schedule. So every Wednesday morning is going to be our podcast drop day. So the podcast from the past week is going to be dropped on the following Wednesday morning. So if you want to be able to tune into that, it's going to be on our YouTube channel, which is Outside the Lines.
One thing that people can't see is the passion and love that you guys have. And I greatly appreciate that. We talked a little bit about that earlier. This experience, as we like to call it, the OTL experience, is second to none. It's the strongest, most powerful academic tool that I've seen in my 20-plus years of public education. I am so glad to be on this journey with you guys. I can't wait to see how this unfolds. Make sure you subscribe to this podcast and make sure you hear each week bits and pieces, man. Just tune in here, see what's going on for the week, see what we got planned, see what things are going on. This group is going to do phenomenal things, and you can see their journey all the way to Nissan Stadium coming in December. So it's going to be fantastic. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you soon.